Hello, knowledge seekers. Welcome to Remedial Tutorial Academy. In this video, we're going to complex numbers. What is a complex number? A complex number consists of a real part and an imaginary part. So let's take a look at this example. 5 plus 3i. We have this real number 5, which is the real part of the complex number, and we also have the imaginary number 3i, which is the imaginary part of this complex number. So this number 5 plus 3i is what a typical complex number looks like. And in this video, I'm going to talk about adding complex numbers, subtracting complex numbers, and how to graph complex numbers. So let's get started right away with an example. So here we have 3 plus 2i being added with -1 plus I. And adding and subtracting complex numbers is exactly the same as any other expression. You only add and can subtract like terms. So what are the like terms? We have the real numbers, which are like terms. We have the number 3 and the number -1. So we can add those together. We have 3 being added with -1, and we also need to add the imaginary numbers because they're also like terms. So we have a 2i and we have a positive I, which is just 1i. So we have 2i plus 1i. And now we just need to simplify this as much as possible. In red, we have 3 plus -1, which is a positive 2, and in blue, we have 2 plus 1i. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3, so that's equal to 3i. So here is our solution, 2 plus 3i. And now I want to talk to you about graphing complex numbers. And if you know how to plot points, I don't think graphing complex numbers is going to be too difficult for you. The horizontal axis is what we call the real axis, and the vertical axis is what we call the imaginary axis. So now let's go back and take a look at our complex number. We have a real number of positive 2. That means we need to go over 2 units to the right in the real direction. 1, 2. And we have an imaginary number of 3i. That means we need to go up 3 units in the imaginary direction. So go up 1, 2, 3. And if we go over 2 to the right and 3 up, the point should be somewhere around here. And now we have plotted our point of the complex number. So now let's go over one more example. So here we have 1 plus the square root of -9 minus 3 plus the square root of -4. And at this point, you should know that it's not possible to have a negative inside your square root. This is what we call an imaginary number. And I'm going to rewrite these negative square roots with the imaginary letter I. So we have 1 plus the square root of -9. So instead of the square root of 9, I'm going to put square root of positive 9 times the square root of -1. 9 times -1 gives you -9. And that's being subtracted by 3 plus the square root of -4. I'm going to rewrite the square root of -4 as we have the square root of 4 times 1. 4 times 1 gives you 4. And we can simplify this even further. We have 1 plus the square root of 9. Square root of 9 we know is 3. The square root of 1 we know is the imaginary number I. And that's being subtracted by 3 plus the square root of 4. The square root of 4 we know is 2. And the square root of -1 is the imaginary number I. And now this looks pretty similar to our previous example. We're adding and subtracting. So once again, we only can add and subtract like terms. So let's add our real numbers together. We have a real number of positive 1, and we have a real number of -3, because we have this negative being multiplied by a positive 3. So that turns out to be a -3. So we have a positive 1 and a -3. And now we can add our imaginary terms because they're also like terms. So we have a positive 3i, and we have a negative being multiplied by a positive 2i. So that turns out to be a -2i. So we have -2i. And if we simplify this in red, we have 1 minus 3, which is equal to -2. And in blue, we have 3 minus 2i, which is just 1i, or you could just say I. So our final answer is -2 plus I. And last but not least, now let's graph this complex number. We have a real number of -2. That means we go to the left 2 units in the real direction. So we go 1, 2. And we have an imaginary number of 1i. That means we need to go up 1 unit in the imaginary direction. So we go up 1 unit. So we go to the left 2 and up 1. Our point should be somewhere around there. And now we have plotted this complex number. So I hope this video gave you a better idea about complex numbers. In my next video, I'm going to talk about multiplying and dividing complex numbers, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment down below what other topics you'd like for me to review. I upload new videos every day. Don't forget to subscribe and share for your friends and classmates. See you next time.